The broadcast is now starting. All attend.
Hey guys, welcome to a webinar of OpenLM. I'm Sagi. I will be your host for the next 30 minutes. Now, what will we be talking about? So first, we'll be talking about how to harvest your licenses. This is done using the active agent of OpenLM. Besides that, we'll take a look at the more extended parts of the OpenLM reporting. So let's jump right to it. First of all, we'll see the active agent, as I've said, but we'll see the save and close option and talk about all the other options that this extension has. So secondly, we'll be going over the OpenLM Reporting Hub, which this is basically the BI portion of OpenLM. It's the part in OpenLM which enables you to connect any BI tool to it and pretty much custom query your database. Get the queries that you'd like, however you'd like, on all your OpenLM data. So before I jump to it, before I actually demonstrate and show it, I just want to go over the installation of the two products on the system. What needs to go where, what is configured where. So let's take a look at it. So we got a few components right here, and this talks about the active agent, meaning harvesting licenses. Now, why would you want to harvest licenses in the first place? Well, let's say you have someone who's not using the application, meaning that he checked out a license, but he's not using it. Someone else can use it, but he's keeping it on his machine, and maybe he went on a meeting, maybe he went to lunch, maybe it's just on Facebook. You don't know, but it's idling. The application itself is not working. So OpenLM can allow you to remove the session. It can retract the license back into the pool and close the application gracefully. It can either close it or suspend it. We'll go over all the different options. So what do you need to do to get this up and running? Well, first of all, you probably know the network server, which on the network server, you simply need to have an OpenLM broker and OpenLM app manager. On the workstations, you'll need to have an OpenLM agent, and it talks to the OpenLM core. So it can either talk to the OpenLM core using the active agent route, agent talks directly to OpenLM core, or the agent can talk to the app manager, the applications manager, through the broker, goes on to the OpenLM core. So we'll first start with this part, OpenLM agent to OpenLM core, meaning active agent. The second part that we'll see is the reporting hub. Now the reporting hub, what it does, it simply takes information from the OpenLM database, from the primary OpenLM database, and it deposits, using an ETL, it deposits the information into a reporting database. Now the reporting database is much more concise. It has the structure that you need. It has all the different fields, columns, measures that you want. It's all there, and it's all easy and simple to use. And lastly, you just use any BI tool you want on the database to query it. So let's jump straight into the active agent. So let's say that we have OpenLM core. We installed agents on the workstations, and now we would like to monitor the idle time of those applications. So I have a workstation right here. This is a workstation. Now I'm just gonna open AutoCAD, meaning that I just checked out a license, an Autodesk license, from the license server. Now, once this is taken, the broker knows that there is a license pooled, and the agent and the broker are keeping track of one another. So when the application will be actually closed, there will be a conversation between the agent and the broker using the OpenLM core. But what can you do with this actually? As I said, you can save and close the application as you're about to see now. And it's based on idle time. So now we're idling. My application is minimized or in the background or simply not taking up a lot of CPU or memory usage. So it's considered as idle by the OpenLM agent. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, I have sometimes midnight processes that I have to run. Will it find it as idle? No, because the process takes up memory and CPU usage. So if it goes over a certain threshold of CPU usage, then it decides that it's no longer idle. Only if it goes below a certain threshold of usage, then it defines it as idle. So where is it displayed? Going to our OpenLM system, to the user interface, we can go to this server where I have a single feature with a single license just for testing, the same one that I just pulled. And I can see myself as a used value. So I'll click on myself. Now, this is my session. This is where I started. This is what I'm using. If we scroll to the right, then you'll be able to see that I'm idle for like 58 seconds. I have a session duration of like 2 minutes, but like 1 minute out of that, I'm idle, which is exactly what I did. So this can be either released manually by simply clicking close app and then the application closes. So let's do that now. Or this can be set to be as a part of a threshold of idle time. You can tell the OpenLM system, okay, if someone has an idle time of, let's say, above 2 hours, then save his work and close his application. Now, there are many options and many ways to do this. You can save and close the application as you've seen now. It closed my AutoCAD right here. It's no longer in the bar. I got a notification saying that the OpenLM agent has recently closed AutoCAD at system administrator's request. If I click open, it will reopen AutoCAD and just check out another license. Now, this, as I said, can happen automatically. OpenLM will close applications, will close sessions which are idling for too long. So, you're probably asking yourself, but am I killing his process? Am I destroying his work by closing it? No, it depends. If you're using the save and close option, just as you've seen me do now, then it gracefully saves the application, it saves the work and closes the application because it uses an API that it is directly inside the application itself. It just talks to the application and says, hey, application, AutoCAD, please save the work, then close yourself. And AutoCAD says, okay, save the work, closes itself. So it's very graceful. There's another option to use suspend release method, meaning that once it's idling for too long, it releases the license. It simply releases it in the background and then shuts off the process. It suspends the process and releases the license. Once a user wants to keep working, he came back, he wants to continue working, he'll simply need to click a button, as you've seen me do, and open the application that has been suspended. So we have the save and close, which is very graceful, the suspend release, which is also pretty graceful, but we also have custom commands, meaning that you can run a script on the end user workstation, and you can, for example, pop up a message saying that hey, you've been idling for 10 hours. Please remember to put back the license once you're done with it. Now, this I've seen a few clients do. This is custom commands. It's another option, and there's also an option of agent procedure, meaning that you can tamper with the process as well. So you can do it gracefully or you can do it ungracefully. You can save and close the work, or you can just kill the process. Whatever you choose. It's fully customizable. Now, we've seen what the agent can do. We've seen that it can pretty much interfere with sessions. It can decide that a session is idling for too long and simply shut down the application, release the license, whatever it is that you do. But you can also prevent the application from being open in the first place, meaning that you prevent the checkout. There will be no denial, there will be no nothing, you just denied from using it. Now this is called the App Manager. Let me show you what it can do. So if we click on Start Administration, go to the App Manager part in the administration. So we'll open that up. And what do we have here? Well, we have AutoCAD. And let me show you what it can do. Let's say that you have, I don't know, 20 licenses of AutoCAD or 20,000. And the vendor tells you, well, you have 20 licenses, but if the 21st user wants to use it, then no problem. He won't get denied. He will get the license, but you will pay twice. You will pay double for that license. So the App Manager can help you with that, and you can set a certain limit to your application, such as these. I've set the limit to 0 just for testing. And now if I want to relaunch my application, I want to launch AutoCAD, now that this rule is in place, I will not be able to. I will be denied by the App Manager. So let's try to open it again. And let's see what happens when we try to open it. We get a message saying that application cannot be launched, license limit reached. That means that the 21st user, he gets denied by the App Manager. It will not cause you to spend an extra license and pay through your nose for it. Okay, but what else can it do? It's cool, but what else? Well, if we click here, license consumption rules, you can set different conditions on the consumption of the usage of the licenses. Sorry. Meaning that, well, let's take an example here. If the application is Autodesk and it's version 2017, and the time is after 8 and the time is before 9, then deny usage. Now, you see how you can string those different rules together to create pretty much a custom rule that you want. So let's say that you want people only to use Autodesk 2019 because you got a better deal. You can do that. You can prevent users from using other types, other versions. Let's say that you want certain groups to only be able to use certain applications. So if someone's supposed to use AutoCAD, is not supposed to be able to use NX, for example. So you can allocate that. You can allocate the features by the groups or by the users or by their workstations. You can, as you've seen here, set the time zones. So for example, users in USA will only be able to pull licenses, meaning checkout licenses, from USA, inside USA working hours, of course, from USA license servers. This way you can set up like a server to pretty much follow the sun and serve USA in USA working hours, serve China in Chinese working hours, and Europe in Europe working hours. So let's see what it did. Let's see its results. Now, we're supposed to get denied because we will be using an Autodesk application to version 2017, and we are within this time frame. So let's try to open AutoCAD again. What does it tell us? It tells us access denied due to normal USA working hours rule. Normal USA working hours rule. It's this rule that denied me from pulling the application, from checking out the license and actually using the application. So let's remove the denial from here. Let's go back. And that's just about it when talking about the agent. Now there's one more option to run, as I said, custom commands on the license manager. I'm not going to demonstrate it now, but just know that you can also do that. There are two parts: the active agent, which closes running sessions, and also the app manager, which prevents sessions from starting up in the first place. Now you can combine the two and get a better understanding of your licenses. Now the app manager is not constrained to floating licenses. You can monitor named licenses, node locked licenses, standalone applications, pretty much everything. If it has a process, if it has an executable file, we can monitor it. The app manager can monitor it, no problem. Now, one thing that I didn't mention is that the app manager also has the option of tracking idle time. So it's not limited to the active agent, it's also with the app manager. But what's next? Basically, OpenLM is here to help you with your license availability. It's here to help you with your utilization. So what you've seen up until now, the harvesting of licenses, either preventing sessions from being open in the first place or closing them mid-session, then that helps with license availability tremendously. But something else that can help you with the license utilization, with understanding your utilization and understanding your availability, is better reporting capabilities. Because some users, they find the embedded reports of OpenLM simply not enough. They need a bit more. They want to custom query their database, they want to get their information out, and when they try to do that with directly into the OpenLM database, well, they have a hard time. Why? Because we changed the database with each version. You update, you screwed up your script. The measures that you want, for example, concurrent measure, license usage, all that, it's not there. It's not in the database. It needs to be calculated by the interface, by the OpenLM interface. So for that, you have the Reporting Hub extension. Reporting Hub simply collects all the good parts of the OpenLM database and deposits them to a different database. Now it calculates all the different measures, it creates a dimension and measure structure, which is pretty much the industry standard by now. And let's see what it can give you. Well, it gives you the ability to pretty much custom query your database. So what are we seeing here? Here you're seeing Power BI. This is the BI tool that I chose to use. Power BI, it's a Microsoft tool. It connects to the database and just reads from it. Now you can use any BI that you want, Tableau, Click, CSense, whatever you use. You can even connect to it using simple Excel, whatever you choose. And what it can allow you to do is take advantage of this very simple and very informative structure on the database. So you have all the dimensions, and all the measures. So dimensions are pretty self-explanatory, like user dimension has everything regarding the user, like username, phone, office, email, and so on. License dimension has everything about the license, features, server, and so on. And you got all your measures like concurrent usage, license quantity, denials, session duration, idle duration, and all different types of aggregations for them. So let's see how easy it is to custom create, custom build a report. It's really simple. So let's say that we want a bar chart. Simply select a bar chart. I want to show all users, so I'll go to user dimension, take username, just drag it inside. Then I'll go to raw session duration because I want the session duration per user. So I just take session duration, just drag it inside. And that's it. I created a report in split seconds. I can even add a drill down of features. So I can add features to it. And I say, okay, this user has been using for a long time. What has he been using? So I can drill down and see that, oh, he has been using these applications. Let's give it a moment to load. These applications. He has spent about 7,000 hours on this, about 3,000 hours on this, and so on. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with BI, it's very malleable. You can create all the reports that you want. Everything that is in OpenLM is also in this structure. And it's only up to you to create all the measures and dimensions that you want, that you require. And that's about it. Now I would like to hear from you. If you have any questions on the matter, on anything that you've seen up until now, on the Active Agent, on the App Manager, on the Reporting Hub, go ahead. This is your time now to ask anything that you'd like. Go ahead. I'm here. Yes, I have John here asking about the Active Agent. Now, the save and close option that you've seen is for 4 types of vendors. The save and close option is for Solidworks, MATLAB, ArcGIS, and Autodesk. The suspend release method, suspend resume method, is for every FlexLM managed application. So if the application is managed by a license manager with type FlexLM, then you can use the suspend release mechanism. You can also use the custom commands and agent procedures, but this is not limited to any license manager. This is just for everybody, for anything. Well, you're welcome. Yes, as well, the Reporting Hub can be used, as you've seen here, with the Power BI, which you can get the template connection templates to it, or your own BI of choice, where we'll help you to set up the connection template. Mark is asking about licensing. Now, both the App Manager and Reporting Hub, they require an extra external license that Sales provides. The Active Agent is the internal license of OpenLM. You'll just need a modification to it in order to evaluate it or use it. By the way, you can evaluate all the tools that you've just seen for 30 days. You can contact Sales and evaluate the extensions, no problem. See if it fits, if it gives you the answers that you're looking for. Okay, guys. So if nobody has any more questions, I will thank you very much for joining me today on this webinar. I hope it was informative for you. If you need any more information, just head on to our website. Go to openlm.com. You can contact us there using a few methods. You either send us an email to support@openlm.com, or you can call us up under the Contact Us here. We have a phone number. You can just call us, or you can use the chat. Right here, there is a button, Chat with a Sales Engineer. It also gets to support. You can just use the chat, and it rings all across the offices in all the world. So you'll be sure to get an answer. And that's it. These are the major ways to get in touch with us. So don't hesitate. If you need help, if you have a question, go ahead. We're here for you. Okay, guys. Thanks. Bye.